My name is Luca Bezzera. I run my family company, the Bezzera coffee machine producer, and I'm the fourth generation of my family to run this company. Basically, it's Bezzera. But don't worry, it's a Portuguese name pronounced in Italian, so everybody make mistake.
Hey, espresso lovers, Mark here at Latte Love, and that was Luca Bezzera teaching me how to pronounce his name. Hopefully I got it right. So me and the whole Latte Love crew, including Todd and Nick, recently visited the Bezzera factory in Milan, Italy. In a minute, we're going to take you inside for a factory tour with Luca and Todd. Now, it was Luca's great-great-grandfather who patented the portafilter holder in 1901, and then the first single-serve espresso machine in 1903. Now, aside from that really rich history, what sets Bezzera apart from other machine manufacturers is they make almost all the components used in their machines in their own factory. Bezzera machines include the manual lever Strega for the espresso purist, the BZ07 and BZ10, which are compact heat exchange machines featuring Bezzera's own electrically heated group, and their new dual boiler machines, the Duo, available with the BZ heated or E61 group, and the Matrix with those really cool color changing side panels and the same group options as the Duo. With that, let's go inside the factory with Luca and Todd.
So now we start our tour to the production process of our company. We manufacture 80% of the components of the machine. All the mechanical parts in stainless steel, copper and brass are manufactured with our machine and usually are sent outside the company just for the painting and for the coating. We buy the flat leaf of metal that is cut with the two cutting machine, one laser and one mechanical, and after that this metal is cut, arrive like a flat surface in this area where the bending machine bend the material with the robot. So in this case we are producing a drip tray of espresso coffee machine, and the robot bend it, weld it, clean it and store it. This is the frame of a professional espresso coffee machine. When it finishes, I think in a few minutes it finishes, this got to take all the parts one by one, put it on the pellet, and the frame is discharged in the like if it is a dust, no? Like it's discharged. Separate the product from the frame that you don't use it. Here we make all the small boiler through copper pipes. So we cut the copper pipes and we drill all the brass. So the group, the head of the group, and we make the small fitting that we don't find in commerce, that are custom designed by our designer, are making this building. So with this machine we prepare all the first step of the boiler. So we cut the copper. Mm-hmm. This copper is pure, 99.9%, so is completely healthy. It's very healthy material, copper. Mm-hmm. This is the head of the group of our product, like for example the BZ10.
Yep.
And this is a storage that you load in this robot. And the robot, this end, load the tour machine. It works also night and day. The new challenge is to adapt to new material. As now we are working with lead-free material, okay. And the brass without lead is very dry and very hard. So it's changing a lot. All the programs are changing, the tooling are changing. So we have, there is a challenge to adapt to the new material, but of course we have to do it because it's the new. We have food compliant plating and food compliant material. All the parts that have a scratch, something like that,
Yep.
that we check in the testing department. We take it, we remove from the machine, we send in a place where they remove the plating, they clean it by hand again, and after we plate again and we reassemble. This area is just for a prototype, so when we have to make a small prototype, we do it with this machine.
So these are just prototype fittings.
Yeah.
You just make them all right in there.
Now we are making food compliant certification of all the production. So we start to review all our draw. For example, this sign means that this part is in contact with water and is treated like a food, with all the food compliance under the food compliance norm. So we mark it on the draw. So also the worker, when they see it, they see immediately that they are in contact with water and they treat it in a special way. In this case, this is a steam tap. You have the food compliance logo, material, they call it OT 57 USA. This make all the piping of the machine. So we have a copper there, and it bend all the pipes and cut the pipes. This laser is a pyrometro, I don't know in English, so it takes the temperature, and there is a small ring in between the copper and the brass, and the ring is melted by this machine, and the melting of the ring is like a glue, so it sticks the two material.
Okay,
The
so
ring is silver base, so the silver have a lower melting temperature compared to the other two material. Most of the part that you see in the prior step, so the cutting of the material, the tour working, the drilling of the brass, here we take the components and we stick it together with two different welding process. Here we have a MIG and TIG welding to weld the copper and brass. The copper together is welded with this machine. Now we see the pipe that we cut before with this part that were drilled by the machine before. All is in brass, eco brass, so food compliant. And the two welding are done at the same time with this machine. The boiler that have a big diameter, we can't cut it from a pipe. We have the flat surface. With this machine, they make it round. And with this machine, when it's round, they weld
okay.
this part.
Right.
In this area, we weld the brass fitting on the copper boiler. As we saw before with the pipe, we use a third material that have a lower melting temperature to stick the two material, and this welding is, let's say, the heaviest welding for the worker, because it's done with the flame, so it's really still a manual process. We have some company that have some robot that weld the boiler, but for our, let's say, quantities is not justified. We continue to do manually, and I think also our welders are very, very good. They do a nice job. Panel cut in that area, bended in that area. They arrive here and they weld the edge.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. From that to that.
Yeah, they have a very good end.
Hey, do a nice job.
Yeah.
Especially on the new duo machine.
You?
The duo machine.
Yeah?
Yeah, the beautiful way they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This also thanks to the laser that you make a very small cut, and when you bend, you have you can let's say bend very accurately. So when you close it, they're very close, the two edges.
So that's how you can do all those angles.
Yeah.
And still weld them perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you make a very small welding and it's easy to clean. When you cut the material with a mechanical machine, you don't have this accuracy, and the welding is bigger and it's much more difficult to clean. This is the brass group that you saw we were manufacturing on the other side before, with the two heating elements, and these heating elements are driven by a PID thermostat. Here, you see this hole, we close it also to avoid the dirty to go inside, because this is the connection in between the boiler and the group. The brass is brass with low lead content. We have two brass with low lead content that we can use. One is OT57 that have a norm that was born in North America and is food compliant, is NSF approved, and the other one is OT60. Both have a very low content of brass, so of lead, and the release of lead in the water are acceptable, so they can be used in food contact. We are using all this material, plus this material, we use plating, and the plating that coats the group is also food compliant. So they use chemical product to make this plating that can be in contact with food. They are not harmful for your health.
And even if the chroming is scratched, it's still food compliant. That's because there's a layer.
Of course, the new rules that started in North America, but they are arriving also in Europe, say that apart from the plating that must be food compliant, you need to have a food compliant material below the plating, because if you scratch the plating or the machine gets older and the plating is removed, the material must be, also without plating, must be food compliant to avoid health problem. So this is how we have organized all our production. All the parts are stored on trolleys, so the trolleys can be moved easily by the worker. The worker, they load usually the material they need for one trolley. When they have all the material, they start the assembling of the trolley. Now, you see in this first step, they put the frontal panel, they stick the group, the steam and water tap, and the boiler. All those parts are already pre-assembled. So here we have the machine with all the hydraulic system on it. After the hydraulic assembling, we have the pre-electrical assembly. So you see we have different plugs. This is for America, probably.
Yeah.
And following the order, they know which electrical part they have to assemble. So they basically stick this under the machine and make all the connections. When all the connections are done, the machine are ready to go in this area. That is our testing department. Here we can accommodate from 8 to 4 machines. 8 are the smallest, 4 are the big 3 group. Here you have all the instruments to check the machine. Basically, during a test procedure, you check that you don't have loss of water from the pipe. You check the constant, that the machine can keep a constant temperature and a constant pressure. So we have manometers that are checked once per year. We send one manometer to a laboratory, and after with this manometer, we have a procedure that the guys, they check that all the other manometers are accurate. The approximate length of a testing procedure is 2 hours. We load the machine with water, with cold water. We bring it in temperature. We check all the pressure and that there is no loss of water or no steam. We unload the machine with air, so we eliminate all the water or humidity from the hydraulic circuit with the air. And after, the machine goes out from the testing department and have another small test that is the electrical safety test. So there is an electrical safety test machine outside the machine, outside this area. And if it passed the electrical safety test, they put it the frame, the external part, and the machine is ready to be packed.
So these are machines.
This is your machine. Those are the matrix.
Yeah. Fantastic.
You see here you have serial number that you had on the quality control card, that you have on your document. So all the machine are trackable, and also the components that you have on the machine. With this serial number, we know exactly the lot of the components that we have installed on the machine.
Yeah. So these are ours, and they're coming our way.
On the whole Latte Love.
Yeah. Right over there. Excellent.
No mistake. No, we'll Latte Love.
So we got this pallet. Looks like we got this pallet.
Yeah, I think you have also the pallet in the back. Yes.
Yeah, and that pallet.
And also the other one.
And the next pallet. Awesome.
I think all the line is yours, huh?
Good.
So I really want to thank Luca for the tour. You know, working closely with product manufacturers, that's a big part of what we do. While in Italy, we visited other manufacturers like Chiato, ECM Profitec, Latte Espresso, and Izzo. So subscribe to our channel and look for more videos from inside those Italian manufacturers. You know, knowing the products inside and out, that helps us help you before, during, and after purchasing espresso equipment. I'm Mark from Whole Latte Love. Thanks for watching, and come on back soon for more of the best on everything coffee, brought to you by Whole Latte Love. Want to learn more? Subscribe now so you'll know about the latest videos on everything coffee from Whole Latte Love.